Agenda, a live program designed for those holding positions of authority in trusts for the people. Rolling out in programs, giving blow-by-blow account of implementation of the programs, and accepting responsibility for their actions or inactions. My Agenda, your link with the people. Of authority in trusts for the people. Rolling out in programs, giving blow-by-blow account of implementation of the programs, and accepting responsibility for their actions or inactions. My Agenda, your link with the people. My Agenda, your link with the world.
Good afternoon to you, and thanks for being us on another edition of our program, My Agenda. My name is Abdimola Adiliki, and as you know, My Agenda is a program where we bring to you people of Timber and Caliber in society that have agenda for the people of Ekiti State. And this afternoon, I have in the studio with me the ADC governorship candidate in Ekiti State, the president Ambassador Dare Bejide. Welcome on the program this afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, viewers at home.
All right, thank you for joining us once again. To our audience out there, who is Ambassador Dare Bejide? Let's start from that.
Thank you. As you rightly said, my name is Ambassador Dare Bejide. I'm a lawyer by training and a politician by vocation. I hail from Ekiti, in Ekiti Southwest local government. I've been in politics for a while. I started when I was at the University of Ife, when I was the national president of all Ondo State students. Thereafter, I became the national secretary of NRC, the National Republican Convention, in the old Ondo states. That was even before the state was created. When the state was created in 1996, I became the pioneer secretary of the UNCP. Thereafter, I also became the pioneer secretary of PDP. And later, I was appointed ambassador and posted to Canada as High Commissioner. When I came back, I was appointed Secretary to Government during the Shegun's administration. And when he left office, briefly, then Right Honorable Odeyemi became the acting governor. He appointed me as SSG. And when Chief Shegun also came back as governor again, I was reappointed the third time. And about a few years ago, I was the Director General of Shegun Campaign Organization. And here we are today. I'm the candidate of the ADC in Ekiti State.
Okay. No doubt with this profile, you must have garnered so much experience to want to lead the state. So if I may ask, why do you want to lead the state at this particular period?
Well, I want to lead the state because I believe the present administration is not doing very well. The government is not doing well in respect of providing the required leadership.
In your own view?
In my own view.
Okay.
And most people will agree with me because we all live here. I also want to lead because I know I have the experience, I have the passion, I have the capacity. Having regard to what I've done, I've led 3 major political parties as secretary of these various parties, and I've served as secretary of government at the state level. I also serve at the national level, and thereafter at the international level. So what we need is somebody with capacity, experience, and integrity, and I believe I'm a proper and fit person for that office.
So now, what are you bringing on board? What should the people be expecting from the governor, if you might, or from the party ADC?
Well, I believe as governor of the state, I want to be able to build a prosperous, secured, inclusive, and technologically driven states where governance is transparent, institutions are also perfect, so that we can empower Ekiti people to be able to participate in the new government. An ambition is a situation where education will not only be qualitative, it also will be tailored towards providing our youths that capacity to be able to compete at the global economy. I also envision a situation where the health services we are going to provide will be accessible, will be affordable. We also envision a situation where agriculture will gravitate from the level of subsistence farming to that of agribusiness, so that our farmers can also get value for what they do. I also envisage a situation whereby we can provide infrastructure that will match the needs of our people, not just providing white elephant projects. Those are the things I believe we can do, and I know I have the capacity, having regard to my experience and exposure.
Okay, this is what we hear every 4 years when politicians are seeking for votes. They promise heaven and earth, they promise this, that, and you talk something about making healthcare services affordable and accessible. How do you want to go about this?
Well, it is right, you are right for saying that politicians come, make promises and go without fulfilling them. But again, it is not the fault of those politicians, it is also the fault of those who are voting for them. When I read the voter says he wants to be governor of the state, the first requirement from you, the voter, is does he have enough money to campaign? Nobody is ever thinking of his integrity, his antecedents. And that is the most important thing going on for us. As I said, I'm not new in this terrain. I've been here as a politician for almost 40 years. And I've managed 4 major political parties. I've been secretary to government to 3 consecutive governments. I've served at the national level. I've also served at the international level. So there's no way I can come here and meet empty promises. One, the issue of making health services affordable. One, we'll start from the primary health care services. We'll provide enough facilities to be able to help our people at the grassroots level. Not only providing the required infrastructure, we also provide the manpower. We make sure at every level we have drugs in those hospitals. We provide infrastructures, we provide manpower, nurses and doctors in those hospitals. We also make sure that at the level of the general hospitals, we make sure that we improve the existing infrastructure we have there. We train and train health staff. We also make sure that in all cases we encourage them, we pay allowances to make sure they enjoy what they are doing. I remember when we were in government, we built this health hospital, ophthalmological center. We brought Cubans to be able to operate on ice. But the moment we left government,
That was the teaching hospital there.
yes, immediately we left government, they drove them away. We're going to bring them back because we believe that the airlines can afford to go to Lagos to do operation. They can go outside Nigeria, but the common people and the local government don't have that opportunity. And that opportunity has been taken away by them, from them, by the government. So we bring them back and make sure that as part of our program to make health services affordable and accessible, we will all do that so that people can enjoy what others also enjoy outside Nigeria.
Yeah, like I said at that time, we have promises in these 4 years of a thing. You just said providing manpower, improve existing infrastructure, and the training of staff. The other time you said you've been in government for close to 40 years. No doubt, as you've been in one of the government in which I've been a politician in 40 years, and you've served in government for how many years, sir?
It depends on which level you are at. I served for 3.5 years in law.
Okay.
I also served as chairman of Federal Medical Center.
Okay, let's look at that SSG for 3.5 years. No doubt you must have had experience about what obtained in the government, being the secretary to the government. Where do you think you get money to do all these things you were saying about health services? We know the government usually complain of posture of fund. Where do you tend to get money? You know, you've been an SSG earlier, like I said, I know what it is to get money from government. So, where do you get money for all these things you mentioned?
One, it used to be the problem before. When a politician is campaigning, the issue is always how will you get money to do it. I remember when we were in government between 2007 and 2010. The highest allocation we had was between 4 or 5 billion. There are times we received 2 billion naira at the end of the month. And we were able to pay gratuities, we were able to pay pension. We were able to build hospitals. We built the ADC General Hospital, yes, in Ekiti. We also built one in Mumbai. We built one in Jeshaishu. We put the one in Jelo. And as a matter of fact, in Ekiti Southwest, the government allocated about 300 million naira for a new hospital. Not because of controversy, we couldn't do that. So there are several things we did at that time. With the media amounts that we are getting from the federal governments. Things have changed, my friend. As you know, today, the state government will receive between 18 to 25 billion naira every month. There are times more money will come in. So the issue of not having money does not arise. It's all better from how do you allocate your resources. That is the problem we are facing at the moment. And that is where the issue of leadership and integrity comes in.
Okay, you talked about agriculture the other time, and the non-state actor, what do you have for them in your government? You know, those are the artisans, who are not civil servants. What should they be expecting from your government?
I've just met with the workers today. The workers are complaining that they don't have electricity to do their work. Most workers use electricity to weld. That is a major problem. When we were in government, we facilitated the 135 kV transmission station. Since that time, nothing has happened in that sector. And power is very key to economic development. Number two, there are certain artisans that use just little training to make them more efficient in what they do. In Ekiti today, if you want to do POP, or to construct a building with tiles and all the rest, most people bring artisans from Lagos because the fields in Ekiti don't have the required knowledge, expertise. What we will do is that we will create 3 centers, initial central districts, to be able to retrain our artisans so they can handle modern equipment at no cost. That's something we're going to do for them. Number two, we no longer will not just impose taxes arbitrarily. We make sure whatever we impose on them is based on their income. In advanced countries, we don't impose taxes arbitrarily. We look at the income, we do an assessment. How much is the gross income? How much is the taxable income? This present government does not do that. What they do is just they allocate arbitrary figures to individuals. The people are complaining. They are not happy about it. We devise a means to look at the gross income, look at deductions to be made in terms of your expenditure, what you spend on rent, what you spend on feeding, what you spend on hospital bills, then whatever is left is what you are going to tax, not the gross income. Those are the things we are going to do for the common people because they are not happy.
That is to the non-state actors in the artisans and whatever. So now let's talk about your education policy. What should be expecting the youth from your government?
One, the first thing is to be able to look at the curriculum and look at how we can match that with job requirements. It is no longer fashionable to go to university and get a degree and not fetch you any job. Even in advanced countries, less than 50% of our students from the colleges don't admission to the university. Less than 50%. All they do is to organize an intermediate college where they acquire skill. So at the end of the day, because government cannot provide employment for everybody, it's never done anywhere in the world. If they have that skill, we now give them the startup capital from government to be able to establish their business. Once you do that, it will be easy for government to take tax from them. But producing graduates without looking for employment for them is unacceptable. In the southwest, Ekiti State is the only state without a single industry. It's unacceptable. If you go to Ondo State, you have a minimum of 50 to 60 industries. If you go to Osun State, you have about 100. Go to Oyo State, you probably have 1,000 industries.
And then you have a Kondori farm.
A Kondori farm, that's very interesting. When we were in government, we bought about 50 cows from South Africa to be able to produce milk. When the present administration got there, they killed all the cows, use them for us. pepper soup.
I mean, that's your knowledge.
That's the position.
That's an accusation.
That's the position. That's the position. So if you come back, we'll bring more cows there so that it will serve the purpose of which it was established. That is the position. Not only in terms of Ekudari. I remember at the time, Ekiti State was supplying Ondo State with water from Ekiti. There's no water anywhere in Ekiti State now. We built a new water treatment plant in Ekiti. There's no water anywhere. It's very unfortunate. We built a commercial water treatment, no water anywhere. We have a big water house, no water. So you see, government has failed the people in respect of infrastructural developments. No water, no lights, no road, and it's very shameful.
Well, I remember one thing I know about the information that I have.
Yes.
When this government came on board, they did something on electricity, and in some areas, electricity improved in the state. And people somewhere like
what did they do? Tell me.
And tell me what they did. Ekiti East, they have like that. What I'm telling you.
No. You see, my friend, I've cited what we did when I was in government. I was not at that government.
Yeah.
Because if you stole money, you say, Ambassador, when you were in government, you stole so much money.
Okay.
Now if you did something good, you also share the benefit, what do you call it? We share that accolades. What I'm saying is that when we were in government, we initiated the 135 kV projects. Since then, nothing has happened. As we speak today, we've not had light in the last 4-5 months. In Ekiti East, for almost 16 years, it is scandalous.
I hear aware that there's IPP in this state.
Where is it? Where is it working?
Independent power plants.
Where is it working?
Well, we use it in BSS now.
We're talking of Ekiti State, we're talking of...
BSS part of the state. Okay, let's move ahead. Let's move ahead.
But I'm telling you, in the current local government, we have not had light in the current the last 6 months.
Let's talk about.
And the government is going around with us.
Let's talk about women empowerment under your supervision. What is going to happen to our women?
Well, the first thing is to be able to give them a fair opportunity to be able to contribute to the development of the states. And the starting point is to give them that leverage at the party level. What we are doing is that for elected positions, if a man is paying 10,000, we make sure that we pay just 50% of that, because we consider them very vulnerable. So we believe that it is our duty to support the women, just like the youth. We are going to support them so that they can also fulfill their aspiration with the quality.
Okay, if I just join us, the program is My Agenda, and we have in the studio the ADC governorship candidate in Ekiti State, Ambassador Dare Bejide, is been sharing with us what he has for Ekiti people if eventually he march on June 12, 2026, pardon me. All right, Ambassador, because our time is moving on so fast on the program, so let's talk about the economy now. You know, we talk about industry. You said the state is that of industry the other time. That is what's said. Now, how do you want to attract investors to the state?
Number one, the first thing we're going to do is to provide an enabling environment for investors to come in. And our first target is to provide security. We are going to embark on that through community policy to start with. There's going to be a community policing agency at the state level that will monitor community policing in each of our local governments. We will involve the KDCs, the allies in those communities. Right? If anybody, a stranger is coming to community, the police will be alerted. That's number one. Number two, we are going to empower the existing Amotekun. We're going to fund them to make them more functional and effective. Number three, we are going to encourage the policemen, the regular policemen, to work and be happy on their work. I remember when we were government, I was in charge of the welfare of the police. We didn't regard the police as federal officers. We regarded them as part and parcel of the system in Ekiti State. We made them happy and they were able to work diligently. Finally, we are going to involve ICT in surveillance. We involve technicians to sit down with us, experts to sit down with us, and see how we can trigger alert from any location to the control room if there's any criminality anywhere. Those are the things we are going to do to maintain security. Because when we have security, it will be easy to bring in investors. Again, we are going to provide infrastructural activities. You know, we are going to reconstruct rehabilitators of the roads that have been abandoned by governments. We will provide infrastructural facilities to make sure that Ekiti State becomes attractive. We are going to promote agriculture because these are the things that we need. As governor, I will make sure that we have cottage industries in most of the local governments. For instance, in Ekiti Southwest Ilawo, we produce banana. We are going to have a small industry to process it. If people from Lagos are coming to carry them, they must be doing something with the plantain in Lagos. Whatever they are doing with the plantain in Lagos, we will do it in Ilawo. I know in the ceremony we have watermelon. We are going to work on that. We will produce juice from the ceremony. I know in our work we have tomatoes. Those are the things we are going to do. If I are going to devote 1 billion naira from the 25 billion they take every month for each local government to be able to get small industries that will employ our youth. Our youth, they are in distress. They are not happy. We are not building them for the future. So these are the things we are going to do to make sure that we bring in investors. And again, we want to impose arbitrary taxes. Taxation will be based on income. Personal income tax. Whatever you earn as income, we see that as your gross income. We look at it, we look at your expenditure, we look at what you do, how you spend your money, we look at what is taxable income, then we tax that, not the entire income.
From what you said, your government will support state police if
certainly I will support state police.
Okay, why running of this section, because you have another section after this time out, why running of this section, your party ADC, at times there are court cases that before the now resolved that I not recognize the party. What is the state of the party right now at the national level?
At the national level, the party is stable. Going to court any litigation within the political party is part of the system. It's democracy. It's about the right of individuals within the party and outside the party. So we are not bothered about people going to court, but I'm happy that all those issues have been resolved.
Okay, so there are no more faction. Do you belong to any faction of the party?
No, in Ekiti State, there's no faction in my party.
National level? What about national level?
National level, I'm not aware of any faction. The party might be taken to court by 1 or 2 individuals. That is normal in democracy. Our party in Ekiti State is the most stable. As you know, there's no rancor. I went through a primary. My mandate is the most stable. There's no issue. Pretty good. Those who contested with me, they are all working with me. We have gone around the state once. We are starting the next one next week. Most of the aspirants, they are all with me. One of them has just taken a form for House of Reps. So we are stable.
I was going to ask if you have candidates for House of Reps, Senate, and the House of Assembly.
Well, I'm happy that you are underrating us. I'm not. I just want to say, let me tell you, you'll be surprised that we have candidates for councillorship election in more than 177 wards in the state. We have chairmanship for all the local government and SDA in the state. As a matter of fact, as I speak to you, were sued here to court for arbitrarily asking for taxes, in respect of requirement of election. Because under the law, it is not required. It's a constitutional matter. Nobody can impose an additional requirement on an aspirant or candidate outside the constitutional provision. We are in court. So we have candidates in all the wards, 177 wards, and local government chairman and SCDA. We have all that. Although the election is in June, but already we have candidates, we have screened them, and they have emerged throughout the state. As we speak, we are also screening our candidates for all the 26 assembly seats. Okay. As a matter of fact, in 3-4 areas, we are going to contest elections because we have resolved some of the seats by consensus, but there are a few areas where people didn't agree and we tend to conduct primaries. So we are good to go. We are the main opposition party in the state. There's no faction, there's no litigation. My mandate is solid, my mandate is valid, and mandate is good.
All right, Ambassador, we thank you very much for coming. But June 20 is like 20 or 30 days to come. What do you want to tell the people as regards going to poll on June 28th?
My Ekiti people, I wish to appeal to you to give me a chance. The present administration is not doing well. They are not providing you with water. They are not providing you with roads. They are not paying pensions. They are not paying gratuities. I've been a governor before. People say I did well, and I will do well again. Come out, MS, and vote for a change. I will do well, and I can assure you, by the grace of God, on June 21, I will be declared the governor of the state. Please stand by me, vote for us, we will be disappointed.
All right, on that note, we round off this section. Don't worry, my leader will be right back with another section. Ambassador, I must thank you for coming on the program this afternoon.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
God bless you.
Thank you.
Positions of authority and trusts for the people, rolling out in programs, giving blow-by-blow account of implementation of the programs, and accepting responsibility for their actions or inactions. My agenda, unique with the people.